But India, we have one whole team, about over 200 monks started to walk on December. They already, now we rest, they are walking now. The same team that I've been walking with in 2022. And so we walk almost everywhere. Some country we walk for a different purpose. But walk for peace, this is our first journey in the United States. And this is my second year walking barefooted. And I cannot compare it with him. Because when my feet are bleeding everywhere and my skin is worn out, layer after layer, but he's still walking fine, even though you see him wrapping his foot a lot. Because all those open wound is never cured because it's in contact with the rope every day. Right? And I also collected this fabric and sold it. And mine is lighter than his. You see, we carry two bags, right? One is the bowl that we eat with, put food inside and eat. That is the way we live when we walk. Without those bowls, we cannot eat. You know, don't you try to steal those bowls from us. And on my left side is another bag. That's water and things like that. And so much love from the people. They keep donating water. And so we cannot accept it all because we carry all those water on our back. We cannot walk. And so if we are not accepting your offer while we walk, please don't be offended because your heart already offered it to us. That's much more important. To support us when we say that we already have enough water, it means that we receive your kind heart, we receive your love, and to support us to walk faster instead of carrying all the water in our bags. We cannot walk that fast. We cannot get here on time. Many days are early. Back then we walk 31 miles per day. When we get to the night rest, people been waiting for 6 and 8 hours. Yes. Why some monk choose to walk barefoot? I don't know why. It's a little bit tougher way to practice. The more we in contact with the road, the more sensation we get, different kind of feelings. To be honest with you, we cannot have a good night of sleep because of all those sensations, all those feelings. It's very weird. I cannot explain that we could not sleep. But we willing to do that is to overcome our mind. We are fighting our mind. We are not fighting for any type of war, but we fighting with our mind. Our mind, that because we have all kind of expectations, we have all kind of desires. And so now when we walk like this, we understand that all those are just the things that we expected and desire. It will come and goes, but it will never last. It only bring suffer to us. So when we walk like this, we understand that way. We practice that way to liberate all kind of desires. Yes, ma'am. Without suffering, there's nothing to practice. Because we see in suffering, that's why we wanted to enlighten, to get out suffering. Unfortunately, in this earth, suffering always exists. We don't want it to come to us. We don't want it, but then because of living in this life, the world always throwing lemons at us. And we did utilize that to make some lemonade, but instead we react. That's why we suffer. And because of suffer, that's why we are here tonight, right? Just to find some peaceful moment. This is all. So it is It's not necessary, but unfortunately, we have to go through it. How do we live after hurting someone? After it's not fully healed? Every time when we hurt someone, we will live with that regret. And that is why everywhere I go, I share the method of forgiveness meditation. But tonight, because of all of us standing here, I didn't want us to stand for so long. That's why I didn't show that method. The method of forgiveness meditation is to forgive the people who have hurt us, injured us, physically, mentally, and verbally. And we also hate a lot of people and hurt a lot of people too. So we need to forgive. We need to ask them to forgive us. And at the end, the last, which is the very important thing, we can forgive the other very easily, but we could not forgive ourselves. And that is why we need to forgive ourselves as well. And here's how we need to forgive ourselves. We are not perfect. No one in this world is perfect. We just have to give ourselves a chance, practice to be a better person. Every morning when we wake up, the first thing we should do is to write down a statement or say, today is going to be my peaceful day. Write it down on the piece of paper, even though we remember, already memorize it. Write it down and read it with our eyes over and over. And then read it out loud. You tell the universe that today is going to be my peaceful day. No one can mess it up except us. Okay? If we react, it means we mess it up. And then, at the night, during the day, we have to be right throughout the day, work on it. And then at the night, before we go to bed, we sit, relax, rewind the whole day. Rewind. Ask ourselves, have I hurt anyone by verbal or physical death? Then you need to ask yourself, forgive yourself. And then you promise that you will do it better tomorrow. Tomorrow when we wake up, repeat that process. Today is going to be my peaceful day. And promise, make a vow to yourself that I will fix that mistake. I will never make it again. Sometimes before my beginning time when I ordained, there was time that I punished myself by going down 108 times. Stand up like this and bow down in front of our Buddha 108 times. Every single time I promise, I made a vow to myself that I say, I will not do that mistake again. I will change. I promised myself that. That's what I did. So we need to do something that, for us to remember that it is hurtful, it is hurtful. I will not repeat it. That's how we need to do it. But of course, mindfulness is the key to do that. Yes. What compelled us to walk in the United States in the South? Why did we pick the South and why the United States? Okay. Well, first of all, I am a U.S. citizen. Right? I live in Fort Worth, Texas. We live in New York. We live in Salt Lake City, Utah. And so we live in the United States. And I've seen a lot of suffering around me in Fort Worth, Texas during the pandemic of COVID-19. Our foundation and our temple supported food to 750 families per week for 2 years straight. We purchased box trucks. We built the a walk-in cooler, we build walk-in freezer and everything. And we call all the churches around us to come together with us to do that mission for 2 years straight. And we did. All the volunteers, pastor also came and supported us too for 2 years straight. Partner with parent food bank. And we pay some, they pay some for us to do this for 2 years straight. And then we also went to Uganda to do that COVID-19 disaster relief too. And so by seeing so many suffering around us just in the United States itself is already enough for me to make the decision, right? And then so when I make the decision to walk, and I go onto the Google and try to plot the map, and unfortunately Google only give me 10 locations only to plot in, right? And so I keep thinking, how can I do this? Luckily, I Googled it, and then Google showed me the plot a route or something, plotaroute.com or something. And I go in there and pay for a membership to plot the whole route. And then after I plot the whole route, it's showing me that about 2,800 miles total, a round trip. Initially, we was gonna walk a round trip to Washington D.C. and Washington D.C. back to Oklahoma around to Fort Worth, circle like this. And I was happy, really, really happy and excited about it. And my member caught me, said, Venerable Sir, how did you come up with 2,800 miles? It's supposed to be 4,000 miles something. I said, well, I didn't know. I put it in there and that's what it showed me. And so, of course, it showed the highway and stuff like that. So, and then I have to work over again, 1 month for me to work on that map. And then, at the end, I decided to walk one way. Only one way ticket. We walked to Washington, D.C. and we will ride home. Because in May, just because of the schedule conflict, that's why we have to ride home. May of this year, we have an international event in Fort Worth, Texas, and I'm the one behind it too. So I have to come back to prepare for the May event, for 9 days event. The government of Sri Lanka also come. So that is why it's very important for us to get back, to prepare. And so there people ask, will we do this again and again? I say, let us finish this journey first and live at this present moment. And when we go to this route, the south, I didn't intentionally pick it. I just know that we have to walk to Austin capital first. Then when we go there, of course, we have to go this route. And then after that, I found out the history of this route. Then that is when it touched me so much, and I cried a lot when I walk. But here's the thing. I shared it. I said, all our ancestors, all those great people already done the thing that I have done just to bring peace to the country, to the world. But of course, no one in this world can bring peace or change this world, right? To the whole world, to the whole world. Of course, will be affected for a certain amount of people and portion of the country, of the world, but not the whole world. No one can do that. And so they have done their part just for us to have this life right now for the future generation, which is we are future generation right now, and many more future generations. They will get the benefits of it. And of course, their goal, their vow is for us to live happily and peacefully, right? Then we need to carry on that vow of them to live peacefully, happily, so that they can be free, they can go to the next place where they can do that again and again. We shouldn't hold hatred. to live. We shouldn't. And that is why I say, let all those hatred cease within loving kindness, compassion, so peace and bloom and flourish throughout our country and the world. That's what I stated at the Capitol. Yes, sir. If we stay at the temple, we meditate throughout the day. If this type of meditation, if you actually put your effort and time into meditation, when you gain that knowledge, that wisdom, you actually you don't want to stand up when you sit down to meditate. You can sit for hours. The maximum we can sit for one session is 3 days straight. Without having to eat, without having to go to the bathroom. This body will do the job by itself with the mind. They submerge and they will do the whole job. But it all depends on how much effort we put it in. Let's not talk about those. All we need right now is just to try to purify our mind. And whenever we have time, we can meditate. We can meditate while we work too. Every 1 hour of working, we just take out 1 minute, drop everything. Just take out 1 minute, close our eyes, relax this whole body, contemplate on our breathing. After 1 minute, come back to work. Right on that spot, on your table where you work. You don't need to go anywhere. Sit back, relax, close our eyes, breathe in, breathe out for 1 minute, come back to work. Another hour pass by, take 1 minute. Another hour pass by, take 1 minute. At least 8 hours of working, we have 8 minutes of mindfulness. And then in the morning, noontime, nighttime, whenever we have, we can sit down and meditate. But the most important thing is not about sitting, because we don't have much time to sit down to meditate. So we have to be mindful on every little thing we do. When we walk, if we're mindful with walking, that is meditation. We walk 68 days with mindfulness, which is each and every step. We contemplated on our breathing. Just lately, there's so much love showing up at on the way. So we breathe. But when we breathe with each other, we also have to be mindful, so that we don't say the thing or we are not mindfulness when we out of our way. It's not like that. We have to be mindful. When we eat, the same way. Be mindful when we eat. Be mindful when we drink. Be mindful when we change our clothes. Every little thing. Do not be multitask anymore. The more we multitask, the more we cannot concentrate. We have to be the role models for our future generation, our children. They really need it. People that meditate, do they meditate for different purposes? Yes. There are people meditating because they want to enlighten. There are people meditating to gain the supernatural power. There are people who meditate just to overcome the difficulties. You can name it. But here's the thing. We can just meditate to purify our mind, to be mindful on every action. Because we still live in this world. This is the must. It's really needed. You cannot don't expect any outcome. Don't expect anything. Just be mindful, just practice, and then you will see the result by yourself. The more you practice, the more patient you are, the more calm you are, and you will not react so quickly just like a robot. It's because we've been reacting so quickly, that's why we suffer, and we cannot pull back when it's already out from our mouth or out our head. We cannot go back anymore. So now that many of us here have seen the monk walking, that you actually stop almost everything, right? And now you took your time to come here and join with us here. This is, you already stopped everything already. And we've been having a great time together. That is peace, that is happiness. So all I ask is for us to pause for a moment, to stop the thing that we do, come back within to take care of our inner child. We have been crying and asking for help, but we ignore, abandon it. We've been doing that. So please come back within, give yourself some love. Peace it. Thank you. Last question. When I mentioned the monkey mind, but I think I haven't talked about it yet. The monkey mind is like this. When I say one example that I want to introduce you to. The monkey mind and the monkey can
Good evening,
enter into the
everybody.
point
Let's
view. This right hand grab the
good
coin and
evening,
stick right here. Because the monkey
Good evening, everybody. Let's thank
greedy mind. That's
Saroji.
why the monkey grab stick here to eat. This hand, when it take out to grab another coin, drop this one and stick here. Keeps doing that for many, many hours, but he always drop it, right? When the monkey got out from the point field, the whole field was damaged, with only one or two coin on his hand. We are the same. Our mind is full of thoughts. We chase it after it. And at the end, we hold regret, we hold sugar. Nothing else. All those thoughts is him because as human beings we interact with each other. We live the way we are right now. So our dreams at night. When the daytime we we always shake our legs like this. Like music, we shake our legs like this. So when before I ordain, I have that habit, right? So after I ordain, one of my friends, he sit on another table and monk sit on this table and eat while I eat. And she asked me, Venerable monk, Venerable Pannakara, what are you doing? I said, no, I'm eating. I didn't do anything. And later, he asked the same question again, what are you doing? And I started to question. I look around and I start to scan my top and down to the bottom of the feet. And I see this. And I said, oh, okay, here we are. That's you. And then from there, I point at my feet, this, say yes. And then from there, I made a vow for myself. I said, from today, the end of my life, I will never be. When I sit down, I put my hand on my knee and grab it really hard. And I tell myself, my head, don't do it. And then when I say that, I feel it because it goes up to my head with this. And I hold it for maybe a minute and start to do it again. I keep repeating it every single time. And then one day it's gone. completely, I didn't even notice it. Stop. All those we call bad habits. So our mind in the morning after a long night rest, when we wake up, is still fresh and clear. If we don't give our mind a job to do, it will pick up all those tasks and chew it over and over again. You know, the cow, when they eat the grass, they always chew it over and over, even though they finish eating. They still ruminate it up, ruminate, right? And then that if we're not mindful, our mind will pick up all those bad habits and all those things that is not happy in our life. Not happy. Remember it longer than the things that is happy. And we will pick up all those and chew it over and over. Means that we will think of it, we will live with it, we will suffer with it. That is why I asked you, the first thing to do in the morning is not to grab for your lovers, which is your phone. In the morning, how do I know? Well, I've been done that. Okay? Talk with our lovers. We don't talk with our partner. When we wake up in the middle of night, we talk with our partner. And then in the morning, we talk with our lover and ask, did someone commented something on my status overnight? But we did. Okay? So let us stop all that. Let us stop all that. Give us ourselves some peaceful moment. Okay? Liberate her or him. Okay? Okay, now. Repeat it. So we memorize it. That we can tell ourselves that don't move like I did. Don't move. Nope, nope, nope. Thing that is to remind us rapidly every time when we are about to do something, say something, or think of something, that automatically reminds us. Today is my peaceful day. Why would I do this? Why would I say this? If we can do that, we will have peaceful day, peaceful life. Thank you so much for everything. All the love and hospitality of all of you here. And thank you all officers that have been with us throughout this journey. Very helpful for us, and it helped us to get to the destination very quickly. And thank you, Mayor, that you spend time here with us tonight. And before we go home, I will have to tie you up with us first with the bracelet. Okay?
สุดยอดเว็บคาสิโนมาแรงแซงทุกค่ายเว็บตรงลิขสิทธิ์แท้100%เว็บที่ใช้สมัคร
And our official will guide us how to do this together. So later when you go home, please be mindful when you drive. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Everybody take about 5 steps up. We're going to form a line. My right, your left, facing the 2 donation tables. Right in front of my table. Please let the table come back up. There are 2 deputies down here to my right, your left. You're going to march in for a trickle. Go down the line. You'll exit at the patrol cars at the end. Thank you for your cooperation.